Okay, so here's a fast, easy, inexpensive snack to make for your dogs. It will last at least a week, if not two, depending on how you feed them. These are chicken gizzards, okay? So they come from the chicken, of course. They're only, for this much, is only $2.66. Okay. And it doesn't really matter if you give it to them raw or not, because just think back in time. Dogs came from wolves. Wolves would capture and kill their prey. And this is another point I want to talk to you about. When you hear people say grain-free, you're really not feeding your dog properly. Certain grains are good for your dogs. Wheat, brown rice, which we're going to use today. White rice is not. But when your dog originally was out in the world and it was a wolf, what happened is, what would they do? They would chase down the coyote, the rabbit, the squirrel, whatever. And what did those animals eat? They ate different nuts and seeds and stuff. And so the dog didn't digest them. So when you cut your dog off and you say a grain-free diet, that is the craziest thing you can do to your dog. So let's get on with the chicken gizzards and make some cheap, happy treats for our friends here today. So this is Himalayan sea salt. And I use this to flavor a lot of the foods for the dogs. One of the reasons I use this, not regular, Morton salt or things like that, is because this salt, being sea salt, is more natural. The other thing too with the dog is you can run into some huge problems with dogs because they have an iodine deficiency. So it is important not to salt all their food, but just a little salt improves the flavor, but also gives them a health benefit. And it's just as simple as just run it over here a couple of times. Don't need to overdo it. There you go. Yeah, that looks good. Then we're going to turn the oven on to 350, and we're going to cook these basically for about 15-18 minutes with the air fryer running today. Again, you can do it with a regular oven, 350 for 30 minutes, and it's fine, ready to go. So here we go, into the oven. Okay, and there it goes. So the one thing you don't have to worry about is really so much as them being on the raw side. You don't have to preheat the oven. You can just turn around, start the oven from ground zero here at the normal temperature, and just like I did, and as the oven is coming up to speed and temperature, so is the air fryer inside of it. So I love an air fryer and an oven. It makes things so much faster and easier to do, and we make a lot of stuff here. Now what we're going to do with our gizzards, we're going to let these cool down some, because I want to be able to cut them even smaller than this. And then pretty soon, once these are nice and cool, this makes a great little treat for the doodles. What I also want to do too is I sometimes put this in with their regular dog food. When you see what I do for their dog food, you're going to think I'm absolutely insanely crazy, because it's probably going to make you want to eat it too. So let's just let these cool off. And you can see they're nice and chewy for the dogs. And they get that extra salt we put on there, and they love these. Nice, cheap treat for your furry friend. Again, $2.66, over £1.50 of that. Compare that to buying an all-natural and or organic dog treat. And I just cut these up into any old shape pattern, something I don't want them to, because they love to gobble these down. So you want to cut these a little bit smaller so that they don't choke on them. So now you get the idea of it, and what we're going to do is we're just going to take these and put these into a Ziploc bag in the oven, into the refrigerator, and that way we can use these later on for little treats. These make also great training treats for dogs too, something healthy. Most training treats are really full of bad stuff. So, but we're going to talk to you about how to make a really great treat coming up, and we're going to show you our natural organic treats that we make. Yeah, and we're going to take you over to the plant in the factory, and you're going to see a lot of them that we make for clients all over the world. And you can actually buy them out in the public domain now.